Yeah, morning all. So myself, I'm Vijay. I hold 14 plus years of experience, which includes 7 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django-based applications. So well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, URLlib, Matplotlib, etc. Experience in implementing large-scale business critical systems using object-oriented design and programming concepts using Python and Django, right? Developing varieties of web applications using MVC, model view control architecture using server-side applications. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear or not? Yes.
Yes, clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine, thank you. Okay. So as part of today's demo, just I'm going to cover the following things, right? Why Python? So you are able to see my screen, right? Can anyone please confirm once again?
Yes, it is visible. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So why Python? Why Python? Already we have got many programming languages, right? Why again Python required? What are the advantages we see in Python as compared with other programmings? And Python is not a kind of technology, right? Which is very recently introduced in the market. Python was introduced almost 30 years ago. It was introduced, right? It was developed. But why all of a sudden Python has got great boom? Why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? Reasons why Python is suddenly super popular. Reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? Okay. And who can learn Python? Means what are the prerequisites for learning Python? How Python was built. How Python was built and how Python was derived. Python real-time applications. What kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Python you mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Python usage and Python features. So Python usage and Python features, right? Yes. Python comparison with other programming. Python comparison with other programming. Okay. Coding wise, I'll just take a task and I'll try to implement in multiple programming languages. You can just observe how this Python coding looks as compared with other programming. Coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, you can check it, right? And reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? Python scope and job market. Okay. First, why Python? Why Python, right? Okay. So just why Python? Python is a general purpose program. See here, why Python is a general purpose programming language, multi-programming features, high-level language, interpreted language, and user-friendly programming language. Let me just brief you one by one. General purpose programming language, right? Python is a general purpose programming language. General purpose programming language, right? Before Python, we have got some languages like Pascal, Fortran. We have got languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? These are purpose-based languages. They are used for specific purposes. These are purpose-based languages. They are used for specific purposes, for not all the purposes, right? Okay. For example, Pascal and Fortran, they are used for developing complicated mathematical applications and for scientific applications. COBOL for business applications. These are purpose-based, not for developing all the types of applications, right? But a program, but a language which is suitable for developing any type of application. Such a language we call it as general purpose programming language. A language which is suitable for developing any type of application. We call it as general purpose programming language. Python is such a kind of language where we can develop any kind of applications, right? Like web applications, automation applications, big data applications, animation applications, gaming applications, embedded applications, desktop applications, right? In this way, wide varieties of applications can be developed using Python. So like if we talk like today, Python is widely used in the implementation of various high-end technologies. So if we talk like various high-end technologies using Python as an implementation language, like if you talk like data science with Python, big data with Python, AWS and DevOps, right, with Python for writing scripts, robotics with Python, web applications creations with Python, right? So Python is widely used today for the implementation of different domains within the different high-end technologies, right? So general purpose programming, it's not for a specific purpose. Any kind of applications can be developed. Multi-programming, Python is a multi-programming, okay. Multi-programming or hybrid language. It's a multi-programming or what hybrid language, right? Okay. So we call a Python has taken the features from different other programming languages. Python has taken the features from different programming languages. Multi-programming features are seen within Python. For example, if I give a labor example, if you want to launch a new product within the market, that is like if you want to launch a new mobile phone into the market, right? To attract the customers, what features you want to see within that? What features you want to see, right? The features what we see in different other mobiles, everything if you're embedding within a single piece, right? Then it's going to attract the customers. It's going to attract the customers. So in the same way, Python has got the features of multiple programming languages. So like procedure oriented, object oriented, scripting, modeler. In this way, many programming features we see, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language, right? Because of its multi-programming features. High-level language. Python is a high-level language. So if I talk like about these languages, we have got like high level and low level, right? There are two types of languages. There are two types of languages. First, like low level languages and high level languages. Low level languages, high level languages. Low level languages like assembly level or machine level language, right? Assembly level, yes. So these languages, low level languages, are not first mainly not human understandable, assembly level language. They are not human understandable, they are not portable. Machine dependent, right? Okay, machine dependent. Low level languages, like they are not human understandable, they are not portable, they are machine dependent, right? Okay, fine. Means these Languages, assembly level or machine level languages are not portable. They cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. They are machine dependent. But high level languages like Python, high level languages like Python, right? Okay. They are human understandable, right? They are human understandable. They are portable and they are machine independent, right? Yes. Human understandable, they are portable and machine independent. Machine independent. So low level languages, high level languages, right? Okay, fine. Python comes as a high level, which is easily understandable. The Python statements look like normal English statements and they are portable and they are machine independent. They can run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. Yes. Interpretation language. Python is an interpretation language. Line by line execution, you are going to see that. In Python, we observe line by line execution, which makes debugging very easy, right? If you see, like we have got compilation and interpretation languages. If I talk about compilation, right? Compilation languages and interpretation languages. Interpretation languages. Compilation languages, for example, C language. Interpretation like Python. If I got some lines of code, in other, like in compilation languages, it executes the entire code at once. Entire code will be executed. It will display the errors, right? It will display the errors, how many errors you got. Interpretation, line by line execution, right? If you got error in the second line, it won't execute the remaining lines in the case of interpretation. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming language. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements. Python is a user-friendly programming, which provides simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements, right? Right. So then who can learn? Okay, so this is what Python is, a general purpose. Any kind of applications can be developed. Multi-programming features, high-level language, interpretation language, line execution, right? User-friendly programming. Who can learn Python? What are the prerequisites for learning Python, right? So here, so the syntaxes provided by Python are very simple and easy. They are not as complex as other programming. So we are going to discuss the syntaxes of Python from the scratch ground level to the advanced application oriented way. So it doesn't mean that you need to have the knowledge of any other programming. There is no prerequisite for learning Python. Even without any programming knowledge or zero programming knowledge, you can just, if you're from non-programming or from zero programming, you can just update with Python. Everything will be discussing from the scratch, right? Ground level to the advanced level. Okay. So like today and tomorrow, just I'll be debriefing you about all these points, right? What is Python, features, comparisons, everything, right? Fine. How Python was built? How Python was built by taking the features from different other programmings, right? Yes. Python taken features from. Python take a features from. Procedural oriented, right? Procedural oriented programming, right? object oriented programming, right? Object oriented programming. See, procedural oriented programming like C language, Python has taken the features from procedural oriented programming like example like C language. It has taken the features from the C language. Yes. It has taken features from object oriented programming example like C++, right? It has taken the features from scripting languages. Example, shell script. Linux shell script, right? And modular programming like modular 3. Modular programming like modular 3, right? Yes. Procedural oriented programming, object oriented programming, scripting languages, and modular programming, right? Okay. If I talk about Java is a pure object oriented programming, right? Java programmers or developers are strictly restricted to use only object oriented programming. Without object oriented programming, we cannot write a Java application or a program. But in Python, with object oriented, without object oriented, with procedural oriented, with modular programming, we can develop varieties of applications like this. Python, so we are going to write many scripts today, like the great boom for Python because of this modular programming and the scripting, right? So we are going to write many scripts, automation scripts using Python. In AWS, DevOps, or in robotics, in IoT, we are going to write many scripts using Python. And Python has got a great boom because of this modular programming, where it is providing the concept of modules. We see the concept of modules in Python, right? Nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules Python providing for various domains, right? It is providing 89,300 modules for various domains, right? Yes. What are these modules and what are the importance of these modules, right? Yes. Modules like 89,000. One second. Modules. Python providing modules for data science, for machine learning, for artificial intelligence, right? Separate modules Python provides for this. Whatever domain you are from, Python is providing a model for each and every domain, right? For data science, Python provides separate modules. If you are from big data background, separately, Python provides separate models for this big data environment. We have got models like pandas. For data science, we have got many modules like NumPy, CP, pandas, okay, matplotlib, right? In this way, you have got some models for data science. Separate models we see for this big data environment. Or if you are from networking background, right? Networking, Python providing separate models for this networking. And even for testing or test cases, right? Python provides separate models for testing or test cases. Even for if you're from operating systems, for operating systems, the name of the model itself is OS for OS related activities. for removing a directory, for creating a directory, for renaming a these things, right? For we have got a model called OS model, separate. Okay. If you're from database background, right? For every database, Python providing a model. For Oracle database, Python provides a separate module using which Python can connect with the database. Like we have got CX underscore Oracle is the module which Python can connect with this database and perform all these operations, right? So it's connecting with the database is not as complex as we do in other programming like Java, right? It's very simple. Like the module name is enough, and that connecting parameters, username, password, that's enough to connect with the database. Not only like Oracle, right? For every database, Python is providing a module. For every database, right? Python is providing a module. For MySQL, right? Observe this. For MySQL, it is providing a model called PyMySQL. It's providing a model called PyMySQL, using which Python can connect with the database. Even for SQL Server, right? It is providing a module called PyODBC, using which Python can connect with the database and perform those operations. So modules consist of built-in functionalities using which we can perform the operations. It's not, we don't need to write huge codings in Python, right? And for every file formats, for Excel files, if you want to create Excel workbook or Excel file, we write some Python statements and execute it and check it, right? The Excel file or Excel workbook gets created with whatever location you have specified. I want to create, okay, execute this Python statements and check, go and check at whatever location you have specified, go and check, Excel file gets created automatically. And if you want to read data from a particular Excel sheet, you can read it. Or if you want to write data to a particular Excel sheet, you can write data, right? Reading, writing, all this can be done. Okay. You've got separate model like Excel OD model, Excel SX writer model, even for comma separated values files, CSV files. Separate model, the name of the model itself is CSV, right? Yes. You want to create some PDF files, separate model Python provides for this PDF, right? Or if you want to work with XML files, separate model Python providing for XML. So in this way, thousands of models Python is providing. It doesn't mean that you need to have the idea about all the 1,000 models. Depending upon your domain, right? Yeah, that's only that particular models will be exploring the model. Or if you're from mathematical background, maths, the name of the model is math. Okay. And for generating graphs, generate different types of graphs, right? Normal graphs, bar graphs, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots, for any kind of graphs. You've got a model called matplotlib for plottings and visualizations. Okay, in this way, just I've given the example of some of those. So thousands of models Python providing for different domains. And before you update with any technology, you need to know what kind of applications you'll be developing with this. Python real-time applications. What kind of applications can be built or developed using Python? Okay, answer this. I'll just list out one by one application and I'll brief you where exactly Python is used within this, right? So there are many applications for Python, right? One by first, okay. Not only this, we have got like many applications. I'll be listing out all the other applications, but before that, automation applications using technologies like data science, right? Using technologies like data science, the prerequisite is Python, right? Everything, the coding goes everything within this Python. For data science, IoT, or even for AWS or DevOps, right? Yes. So here, if we talk about this IoT, right? Internet of Things, right? So today, if you see everything to internet, everything like online banking, online shopping, online exams, online education, e-learning, online banking, online business, e-commerce, like online communications, online chatting, right? Audio, video chatting, online games. In this way, everything through online, right? Should have seen like smartphones, like smart TVs. You are going to see like smart homes and smart cities in the coming days using these IoT applications. I can define it, right? IoT is a physical network or device embedded with electronics, software, sensors, and network connectivity for collecting data, exchanging data, and controlling the things from the place where we are, right? Either home network or office network. So it's using IoT, right? Okay. You can say electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other. So you are going to see many applications getting developed using this IoT in the coming days. A very small example, like early morning, if you wake up, alarm rings, connecting to your geyser to your music system to your bed toaster. So all this, right? Yes. So 90% of the coding within this Python, right? And if I talk like data science, right? Everything deals with the data. Data has got experience, and using data science, we perform like data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations. So data science is a blend of technique. I can say it's a blend of techniques. The main technique that we see is ML, machine learning, right? So without entering into the technicals, just I'll say where exactly this Python is used. So for example, ML, it is an approach where we provide some patterns to an application or a system. This is an application. We are going to provide some data patterns. Based on the pattern provides, we are making the application to predict in an automated fashion. For example, a bank provided loans to 1,000 customers. A bank provided loans to 1,000 customers. Out of this 1,000, 600 paying regularly. 600 people, they are paying regularly, right? 400, they are not paying the loans. The people, the 600 who are paying the loans, right? They have got some common features. Just I'm grouping them as X features. All this. And the people who are not paying the loans, right? They have got some common features like their age, their income, their financial status, right? I'm grouping them as Y features. This X and Y features, just using this X and Y features, I'm going to provide this to my application. The application is trained by using this data patterns. Based on the data patterns, the application need to predict like tomorrow, like if 100 new customers. To whom to approve, like 100 new customers approaching, for whom to, out of this 100, like 30 has got X features, 70 has got the Y features. To whom to approve, to whom to reject? People with X features saying that they can pay the loans, right? Yes, they'll be able to pay the loan. So approve for this, reject for this. Who is doing this application? How application performing it? It is getting trained. Who is training this? Who is training the application by providing these patterns? The person who trains the application by providing the patterns. We call that person as a data scientist. Okay. So I've seen we have got many machine learning techniques, ML techniques, right? Like regression, classification, clustering, recommendations, pattern matching. For all these techniques to implement, we require a language. For all this thing to implement, we require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming language, where it provides many models for this. For data science, right? Yes. Or machine learning. Yes, you will be getting the recorded lecture. Yes, Rohit Kumar. Everyone will be getting the recorded. Every session is video. Okay, understood, right? So here Python is the mostly chosen programming, right, for this implementation of machine learning or data science. Apart from this, coming back, right, Python is also used. Python is used within this data science IoT DevOps, right? In DevOps also, right? Today, not only in these things particularly, Python serves as a remedy to any problem in the IT industry today. When it comes to DevOps, right, the ultimate goal in this DevOps is to reduce the time taken in the DevOps lifecycle for improving its efficiency. So Python offers a structural solutions in automating the task in each of the stages of DevOps lifecycle. You see that DevOps lifecycle, like the requirement gathering, design, implementation, testing, deployment, maintenance, right? So Python is one of the best scripting languages which has got vast varieties of libraries, allowing the users to write scripts for the improved development lifecycle. So in this data science IoT, these things, Python is mostly preferred. Okay, and in web applications creations, today a lot of applications getting developed using Python. You may ask from last 20 or 25 years, right? Java, .NET, PHP are used for developing web applications. Why again Python required? So Python today, right? It has got frameworks like Django framework, right? So which has got flexible options of features. So many web applications getting developed today by using Python, using frameworks like Django. Fine. Okay. So I'll be giving time for your general queries at the end of the session, right? Yes. Fine, definitely. The sessions will be interactive sessions, what I'm looking for, right? Web applications, right? Many web applications can be created. And you see, the most of the programmers or developers are migrating towards Python environment because of its easy and simple syntaxes given by Python, which looks like normal English statements. And also you are going to see very less coding in Python. See the compare the coding with coding of Python with any other programming. If not even 1/4 coding you are going to see. For example, I take 100 lines of Java code, approximately I can write within 15 lines within this Python. That is what the easiness of Python, right? And even 15 lines of Java code can write within just 4 lines in Python. Okay, and big data applications. In big data applications also Python is used. Not okay, where exactly in Python is used within this big data, right? So just I'll take a minute or two explaining where exactly Python used within this. So today, like if you talk data storage, how the data is getting stored, data storage unit like KBs of data. Observe here, KBs of data, MBs of data, gigabytes, terabytes, petabytes, exabyte, zettabyte, petabyte, sottabyte, so on, right? So on. From TB onwards, we say it as big data, huge data, right? Today, like TBs of data. And if you think like petabytes of data or exabyte of data, is it getting generated in the current real world? If so, examples of petabytes of data generation. So once again, yes, some of them like tomorrow and day after tomorrow also people can attend same time at the same link, right? To see more on this Python, right? Okay. Terabytes, petabytes, exabytes of data. Do you think like okay, you should have seen GBs or TBs. Do you think like petabytes or exabyte, is it getting generated in the current real world? 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs. Do you think like petabytes or exabyte, is it getting generated in the current world? If so, examples of petabytes of data generation. If you talk about any banking sector, right? Well, like if you take a particular city, take a example of an SBI or HDFC bank, right? Within the city, we see like hundreds of branches for this bank SBI, right? Within the entire state, we see like lakhs of branches for SBI. Within the entire country, right? We'll see many lakhs of branches. Within the city, hundreds. Within the state, thousands. Within the country, lakhs. Again, each branch, again, millions of customers, right? Making transactions per hour, per day, per week, per month, per year. Each and every transaction need to be stored, right? Huge data. Forget about it. You are aware about like social media like Facebook, right? It has got users not only within the country, it has got users throughout the world. It has got users throughout the world, right? Yes. Okay. What is the data generated by Facebook in a minute? So Facebook, each and every post is stored. Okay. What is the data generated by Facebook in a minute? What should be the storage capacity of Facebook? It's not in MBs or GBs, right? It will be in petabytes of data generation. Not only like Facebook today, if you talk about any application generating data, huge data, right? Yes. But take 1 minute a transaction, right? You can see like that. In a minute, how many Facebook posts? What is the data generated by Facebook in a minute? Or Twitter tweets, right? Yes. Or if we talk about this, Google, everyone querying in the Google, right? Google queries. What is the data generated by Google? And what is the data generated by everyone? You are just uploading your videos in the YouTube, right? What is the data generated by YouTube? What should be the storage capacity of YouTube of storing all the videos? Email messages. Millions and trillions of users using email or Gmail, right? Email messages. What should be the storage capacity of it? And if you talk like just now I was talking about the bank transactions and telecom transactions and like e-commerce website like Amazon, Flipkart, all this, right? Yes. Everywhere you can see like huge data is getting generated like that. An average Google generating more than 800 petabytes per month. It's 800 into 1024 TBs data generated by Google and an average in a month. Okay, we have got many big data tools are big data, right? Like big data, Hadoop, Spark. So both Hadoop and Spark for implementation we use languages like Scala, language like Python. So these are very high. These are used for storage and for processing, especially Spark, very high speed processing in memory computation, we say, right? So implemented using languages like Scala and Python. Spark with Scala, Spark with Python, Spark with Python, we call it like PySpark. Okay, so even in big data applications, it is used. Scientific applications, Python is used. And we have got many scientific models like NumPy model. Okay, and for numerical analysis, and even Python is used today for GUI, graphical user interface, or animation applications. GUI or animation. So graphical user interface or animation applications, right? Even Python is used today for this game development. Game development, right? Especially for game development, Python providing, especially from game development, right? Python providing separate modules. Like we have got many, if you talk like many online games, single user, multi-user online games getting developed using Python. Like we have got a framework called Pygame. Pygame is a framework given by Python, especially for game development, right? Not only Pygame, we have got other models like PyCora, right? PyCora, right? Apart from this, we have got some 3D rendering libraries like PySoy, right? So it's PySoy. So we have got like Pygame, PyCora, PySoy for game development, for big data applications, for scientific applications, for GUI animations, we go for Python, right? And for gaming applications, for game development, we have got separate frameworks Python provides. Okay. Apart from this, where Python can be used for scheduling tasks, right? We have got Airflow for it, and for testing or for test cases, for testing or test cases, Python is preferred. And even Python used for software development. For software development, right? Yes. Software developers make use of Python for as a support language, and we use like Buildbot, Apache Gump for automation, test compilation and testing, Roundup Track for project management and bug tracking, right? Even for the software development, Python is used as a support language. And for business applications, if you talk like for business applications, right? For business applications, Python is one of the greatest choice to develop e-commerce systems. Like we have got Triton, we have got here Triton, a 3-tier high-level general purpose application, and one of the hottest application of Python used for database, right? Database applications. So one of database is one of the, okay, where Python can connect with MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL, SQL Server with all the databases and performing those operations, right? Yes. And even like Python is used for networking or network applications. Network applications and network programming. Especially for networking or network applications, right? Python is providing a separate framework. It is providing a separate framework, right? Okay. Twisted Python. Twisted Python, right? It is a framework given by Python, especially for networking, network applications, or network programming, right? Okay. Apart from this, where Python can be used in audio and video applications, in audio and video applications. Excuse me. Audio and video applications. We have got some applications developed using Python here. The one of some of the famous applications like we have got a team player, C play. These are some of the applications. And Python also mostly used in these embedded applications, right? Embedded applications. The most well-known embedded applications is like Raspberry Pi. Observe this, Raspberry. It was which uses Python for its computing, right? And even like I was saying, not only for the computer applications, for all like the civil or electronics related, right? For example, like for electronics like embedded applications, civil like for CAD applications, right? Computer aided designing at 3D CAD applications. Apart from this, Python used within this web scraping. If data is present within this database, we are going to query it. Otherwise, we are going to scrap it from the websites. Scrapping data or extracting data or harvesting the data from different websites. For computer vision, right? For computer vision, like face detection, color detections, object detections, Python is preferred. Robotics and for data analysis. And for generating reports or graphs. So here, any type of graphs we can generate by using Python. Normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plot, stack plot, pie graph, any kind of graph can be generated with a very less coding, right? So I'll be demonstrating, like I'll be discussing some sample snippets of Python in the tomorrow session. So that you can just observe if you're from non-programming or zero programming, how the Python statements look as compared with other programming, right? Okay. Just I'll take 2 or 3 more minutes, right? Who are using Python today? Who are using Python? Okay, who are using Python today and which companies are using Python today? And topmost applications built by using Python. Topmost applications built by using Python. Okay. Google is using Python. Google uses Python for its web search systems. Yahoo is using Python for it. Okay. YouTube is using Python for its video sharing service, right? YouTube. Sorry. Uber is using Python. Uber, we have got Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Instagram is built by using Python. Instagram. Okay. And we have got some other applications built by using Python like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest. Netflix using Python. Netflix is using Python for its security automation for its subscription purpose, right? NASA is using Python for its research and development activities. BitTorrent is using Python. BitTorrent is using Python for its file sharing service. Maya, a powerful 3D animation, uses Python scripting. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. iRobot, right? iRobot. For military and commercial applications, Python is preferred here. Iron Port email server product. Iron Port email server. Iron Port email server, right? It uses more than 1 million lines of Python code to do its job, right? Ironport email server uses more than 1 million lines of Python code for doing its job. And companies like for hardware testing, right? For hardware testing, if I talk like the hardware testing, companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all these companies, they use Python for hardware testing. So these are some of the applications, right? Topmost applications built by using Python. Okay. To talk about this Google, it is one of the greatest example of Python web applications, right? So previously the web crawling was written in Java first, but it was too difficult that it was rewritten in Python again. Dropbox. And like Dropbox, right? Yes. It's a home for all your documents. Dropbox is the home for all your documents, files, photos, and videos. It was written in Python. Reddit, the collection of social news and web content, right? Instagram. See, I was saying talking about this Instagram, right? Photo sharing, photo and video sharing, social media. So the prime reason for Instagram to opt for Python or for choose Python is its efficiency and its practicality, right? Yes. So these are who are using Python today, right? Even as compared with other programming, Python provides interactive mode. Python provides what? Interactive mode. At the bottom search panel, go to the command prompt by typing CMD and press enter. Just type Python here. How you communicate with your friends through messages, right? Same way here in Python also, I can communicate with Python statement by statement. It provides response for each and every statement. Observe here, you can see like the Python 3.10 version, it's 3 arrow symbol, you can see like 3 plus 4 gives the response. I'm asking what is 5 into 7, gives the response. In Python, no need to define the data types. Directly we can say like the x equal to 10. No need to say like int x equal to 10. Just x equal to 10 is enough. Y equal to 5. What is x value? What is y value? What is x plus y value? What is x minus y? X into y, x by y. X into 2. X into 2, 20. X to the power of 2. X to the is the power symbol. Into means multiplication. Double star means power, right? Okay. So in this way, okay, for example, x equal to, I'm taking a string hello, right? X into 3 prints hello for 3 times. X into 5 prints hello for 5 times. In this way, any valid Python statements you can type and check it, right? Statement by statement, and you can get the response for every statement. This feature you cannot see in other programmings like C or Java. So this Python provides interactive mode. And here I was just okay. Reasons why Python is suddenly super popular from the last 1 hour, whatever we have discussed, right? From those, can you brief me? What are the features which makes Python suddenly super popular? First one, mainly like very less coding you are going to see in Python. Very less coding, and simple and easy syntaxes given by Python. So most of the programmers or developers migrating towards Python environment because of its simple and easy syntaxes. Multi-programming features you are going to see in Python. Multi-programming, right? Multi-programming features. Hybrid features. And apart from that, interactive mode. Just now I was talking, we are interacting with Python statement by statement. This interactive mode you cannot see in other programmings. Wide varieties of applications. Just now I was talking about Python is not purpose-based language. It is for developing any kind of applications. Wide varieties of applications. And many built-in libraries we are going to see in Python. No need to write codings in Python, very simple and easy codings. Many built-in libraries available, right? So I said 89,300 inbuilt modules available, many built-in functions available using which we can perform those operations, right? Yes. Okay. So Python scope and job market, like if we talk in 2000, if we go like 2010, so the Java, differentiating between Java and Python, right? Java was 45% used in the industry. Python was just 4% used in 2010. Sorry, 2010 it is. %4 used. But later in 2020, right? Python, Java, the usage is to 19%. Python usage became like 31%. I'll just show you these graphs in the Google, right? Increased to 31%, right? When the usage of Python is increased a lot, just observe these graphs, right? You can just observe this. 2000, if we talk about popular coding language in 2020. Python stands #1 programming language because of its diversified number of applications. So Python continues to be the one of the best programming. Every developer should learn this. Just observe this results for this popular programming language. Python stands first as the #1 ranked programming, right? If you see, observe this. Most loved, read and wanted language is Python. The most popular programming language. Python first, next comes Java, JavaScript. Ranking wise, you can check Python rank one, #1 ranked language. Next, there comes the other programming, right? Yes. Python remains most popular programming. Most popular programming language is Python. Next comes JavaScript, Java, right? Yes. From the last 4 years, if you want to compare Python, right? So just observe this blue color one, 2017, orange color 2018, in ash color 2019, 2020, right? This blue color. So in the last 4 years, if you see, the usage of Python has increased a lot in 2021, 22, 23, right? Further increase in Java, that's Python applications. Okay, see the usage of Python in this industry, right? You can see this graph, this big circle for Python, 31% used, remaining all like Java 19%, C++ 9%, the other things, right? Yes. Okay, so okay, fine. So see this ranking by average salary, Python stands first. Ranking by volume of job openings, Python stands first. Rank by average salary, rank by volume of job openings. Python stands first, next is SQL, Java. Okay, fine. So what I'll be discussing as part of this course, right? Just I'll be demonstrating, starting from the basics to the advanced application oriented, where nearly 30 topics I'll be discussing here. And also like in real time, we use IDEs, right? How to work with IDEs like PyCharm, Anaconda distributions like Spider IDE, Jupyter, Eclipse, NetBeans, Atom, VS Code, all these IDEs I'll be discussing. Python basics, Python operators, IDEs in Python, flow controls, loopings, Python list, tuple sets and dictionaries, Python indexing, slicing, properties, functions, methods, working with their addresses, nested lists for tuples and sets, collections, dictionary, Python dictionaries, right? Functions in Python, modules in Python, functions, lambda different types of functions like lambda function, filter function, map function. Okay. Modules like how to import it, how different ways of importing, renaming a model, reloading a model, right? Package in Python, errors and exceptions in Python, right? File handling in Python. Okay. Object-oriented programming concepts in brief, right? And Python, the regular expressions in Python, database access, Python, how to install one database will be discussed, and how to connect with the database and performing various operations, transaction management, and different types of models related to different domains, like some models related to databases, some models related to data science, some models related to big data, some models related to operating systems. Okay, in this way, different some models related to graphics, OS related modules. Okay, Python datetime module, OS model, operating system, GUI module, working with Excel modules, different types of advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closer, decorator, web scraping, working with XFL, XML files, JSON files, CSV files. Okay. Introduction to this data science, like models related to some models related to data science like NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. In brief, in depth, right? If anybody wants to choose data science career. So this is what nearly 30 topics will be discussed, right? The last one, Python, Matplotlib, for generating different types of graphs, normal graph, bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, stack plots, right? Yes. So just I'll be continuing this demo in the tomorrow session, right? Tomorrow and day after tomorrow also, people can attend the sessions to see more on this Python. So this is part of this today's demo. If you got any queries, anything, you can just go with
Hi,
it.
sir.
Yes.
Madhu this side.
Yes.
Actually, first of all, I would like to know about the this daily class. I mean, like, what is the timing? Like, is it starting from 7, right? So it is 1 hour or 1.5 hour?
7 to 8. It's a 1 hour,
Okay.
7 to 8.
And 5 days a week, is it?
Yeah, Monday to Friday.
Okay. And apart from this, I mean, is it like only for Python or with some other course integrated, like for REST API or something else like that?
So it's like Python core and advanced topics will be Python language
Okay.
will be discussing here, right?
Okay.
If
Okay.
anybody,
And
if
with PyCharm, as I could see.
yes, PyCharm is the mostly used IDE that PyCharm will be used.
Okay. Okay. And I have one question related to my career. Due to that, I want to enroll this. So I have almost 7.5 years of experience in testing. And I am actually basically a manual tester or tester, although I learned some basics of core Java, and I have switched to companies even on Selenium with core Java. But I mean, I have never worked in real time. Okay. But yeah, now actually it seems like I'm a little bit fearful that if I want to grow more, it will be very difficult for me. So, I mean, I'm thinking of like learning such a powerful language like Python. So could you please guide me in 30 seconds or 1 minute, like, I mean, how I can further, I mean, like,
Yes. So here, yeah. So Python not only confined to a particular environment, right? Every software employee directly or indirectly will be touching,
yeah,
should touch Python, right? Either
yeah,
testing or if it take data science or big data or any other, right? Even not only this developers, right? Even administrators, right? Uh, they are going to write scripts in Python scripts as compared with complex shell scripting. If you talk about any Linux flavor, you see like Python coming as inbuilt within this Linux, right? So any like writing scripts, like the administrators writing some kind of scripts, and even in automations, right? Today, like a lot of automations going on everywhere. So in this writing for automations, Python is the mostly chosen. Java is never preferred for automations, right? In data
okay,
science, or if you talk about in IoT or in robotics, Java is never preferred. Python is
okay,
mostly preferred for those kind of automation. So for using these modules, whatever domain, whatever domain you are from, right? The domain related modules are available in Python. So how to explore those things, how to use it, how to import them, how to work with them, we'll be learning in this course.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
right? Okay, and how to
And the course duration is for how long? Is it for 3 months?
75 hours, right? 75 to 80 hours. It will be like 2.5 months to 3 months.
Okay, okay, up to 3 months.
Yes, we will be
And
discussing in brief, in depth about all this. with
and
multiple.
just one more thing, sir. I mean, like, what I mean, if we can get the video recording video of every class.
Yes, you'll be getting every session is a video recorded. You'll be getting the recorded video the day itself.
Okay, okay,
Every
sir.
day.
Thank
If
you.
so, if anybody is absent or because of some ill health or because of some office timings, unable to attend the sessions, those you can attend. They can go through the recorded video of that day and attend the next session for the better understanding. And the sessions are interactive sessions. You'll be kept in unmuted status. Everybody can at any point. For every statement I type, you'll be responding what will be the expected result or output for that particular statement, right? It's not like me speaking and going off. As it's a demo session, I was speaking most of the time, but regular sessions everyone will be kept in unmuted. Any query you can ask straightforwardly, or if responses for every, it's a practical oriented subject, right? No theory in this. So
Okay.
everything like you will be seeing how to build and how to write the programs, and nearly 300 plus code examples I'll be discussing in this course. You'll be getting great command on it, and every Fridays and I'll be giving some kind of assignments and tasks, writing your many assignments and tasks will be provided, so that you can just try with it and you can write your own code. That's fine. And
Okay, thank you so
notes,
much, sir.
the videos is provided, and also the notes also will be provided, right? Okay. What are the classroom notes? Everything will be forwarded to you to your mail IDs. Fine. So it's from Monday to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays I'll be intimating you. If everyone fine, I'll be taking on Saturdays whenever I'm free.
I am asking about the fee regarding that means for more comfortable. I did not comfortable this fee. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah. There are some breaks in your voice. Can you please repeat the query?
I am asking about the fee regarding and that fee
Yes, sir.
much more expansion.
See, about the fee details, everything is posted in this chart panel, right? So we have got the online team has posted that regarding this. So you can just check this, right? Everyone in the chart panel, you can see that fees related details, course content, everything they have posted there. For any concerns also, they have given their contact details. And the mode of payment and the procedure of payment, everything is posted in the chart panel. You can just go through.
सर कोचिंग कहाँ अवेलेबल है इंडिया में?
Pardon?
ऑफलाइन.
Okay. Offline, now there is no offline as of now, right? It's totally online, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, sir. Actually, I have one more query.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, you said the real-time applications like automation, web application, big data
Yes.
application, like okay. So coming to, you will explain all those applications in this training, or is there any specific application you will explain according to this requirement?
See here, okay. 1 second. So some of that.
Are you getting my query?
Yes, I understood you, right? So I'll be discussing some models related to different domains, right? I said some database related, some data science related, some big data related, OS related, and some regular expressions and other things I'll be discussing as part of this course. And by that, when I'm discussing those, right, you'll understand how to work with the modules concept and how to use the modules, how to work with them, and how to create our own models also will be discussed. Right. Any other queries? Right. Okay. So tomorrow also everyone can attend the session, same timing with the same link to see more on this. If you have got any queries, you can ask me in the tomorrow session also, right? So just if there are no other queries, if I'm done with the queries, then I'll sign off for today. Meet you tomorrow, same time at 7
Hello,
o'clock.
sir.
Yes.
Is there any, tomorrow is demo class or regular class?
So tomorrow, one second. Tomorrow is not something like replication or duplication of today's session. Just for 5 minutes, I'll be giving a review of what we have discussed today. And it's the continuation to today's class, right?
So from tomorrow onwards, we can, start the classes, right?
Yes, yes. From tomorrow onwards, the batch starts. First, tomorrow, just my discussion will be Python code comparison with other programming. I'll be discussing tomorrow, and I'll be showing you sample snippets of Python, so that if you are from non-programming or zero programming, you can just check how this Python coding looks like. And at the end of the session, I'll be giving that. Okay. From tomorrow, it is going to start. From day after tomorrow, like I'll be showing the installation process, the other execution modes of Python, versions of Python, everything it continues tomorrow and day after tomorrow, right?
Okay.
It continues from there on, right?
Okay. And sir, one more question. Do we get any certification for this?
Yes, so it's from DURGASOFT. They'll be giving that certificate, right?
Okay.
And if anybody wants to go for certification in from like Microsoft certifications, other things, I'll be just helping you out. So what is the course content for it, and what is that, how your performance is measured, and what are the types of questions asked for that? If anybody choosing for certification program like Python certifications, right? Like Microsoft, other things, right?
Yeah, is there any special cost to certification, sir?
No, I seem like we'll be discussing 300 plus code examples, right? So we'll be discussing in brief about this Python, right? And this discussion is enough. Yeah. Fine.
I think
Okay.
there is some online examination for certification, like
Yes.
Google
Yeah.
certification.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So we are running out of time. So we'll continue tomorrow, same at 7 o'clock, 7 to 8. Same link.
Thank
You
you,
can
sir.
go through the same link. Right? Okay. Thank you all for your time. Thank you, and
Okay,
meet
thank
you
you, sir.
tomorrow.